today I'm going to try something new and do a comparison between two vampire movies that came out in 1987. The two, in my opinion, best vampire movies that came out in 1987. If there were any other vampire movies that came out then, I'm not sure. But it is the movie The Lost Boys and Near Dark. Lost Boys, directed by a director that I'm sure many people out there are aware of, who has directed some fantastic movies and some pretty horrible movies. If you are someone from fandom, Joel Schumacher. One of the fantastic movies, Lost Boys. One of the many horrible movies, Batman and Robin, among other things. And then a director who has been nominated and I think won an Academy Award for The Hurt Locker, Kathryn Bigelow, who did Near Dark. Now, both those movies are fantastic. One is, in my opinion, criminally underrated, which would be Near Dark. A lot of people talk about how great The Lost Boys is, and I'm one of them. I love The Lost Boys. It's one of my favorite movies. If you watched some of my videos before, you'll see that I just got a movie poster for The Lost Boys. I just took it in today to get made into get framed and everything. But Near Dark is not quite as good, but it's criminally underrated as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm going to compare the two of them. First off, I'm going to do Near Dark. Got Kathryn Bigelow. Near Dark is a movie where you have a young character. For some reason I think his name was Jacob. I'm not quite sure. A young man from the South who goes out with some friends to a bar and meets a young, pretty girl and kind of hitches up with her, and it turns out that she is a vampire. You don't know that right off, obviously. She bites him and she takes him to the group of people that she's staying with who are all vampires. 3 of the vampires are Lance Henriksen, Bill Paxton, and I cannot remember the name of the woman, but she played Vasquez in Aliens. So you have 3 people from Aliens, 3 badass people from Aliens, and then a young boy who plays someone who's been a vampire forever, but since he's a vampire, he still is a young child, reminiscent of Claudia in Interview with a Vampire. This is basically what Kathryn Bigelow refers to as a Western vampire movie. This is a darker version of vampire movies. One that I like a little bit more because, vampire movies are supposed to be dark. Vampire movies are supposed to be, unpleasant. You know, you're not supposed to be happy that you're a vampire movie. They're a vampire. They're scary creatures. They're predators. They feed on people. They, you know, they view humans as prey. They kill. They are not pleasant people. And though there are humorous moments to this movie, i.e. Bill Paxton being Bill Paxton, just being funny as shit. You know, Bill Paxton just, you know, saying, hey, I'm going to have some fun with this shit. It is kind of dark. You have, you know, this guy trying to resist being taken as being completely turned into a vampire, resisting killing, and going against the people who have turned him despite the threats. And at the end, he gets a blood transfusion and becomes human again. Which, the problem with that for me is, okay, so he gets a blood transfusion from his family and is able to become normal again. Why wouldn't just taking the blood from a regular human make him normal again? If he gets a blood transfusion, just like in the arm from somebody, if that makes him normal, why wouldn't him just, you know, taking the blood from a human make him normal? But now, you have The Lost Boys, Joel Schumacher. One of my favorite movies ever. You have, again, same type of family in Near Dark. You have a single father with two kids. This one is a older brother, who's the main character in this movie, and the younger daughter. And The Lost Boys, it's a single mother with two sons moving to Arizona. I'm moving from Arizona to a fictional city of Santa Clara, where the older son meets this mysterious young girl who is, again, a member of a vampire gang. And the older brother gets sucked into the gang with, you know, Kiefer Sutherland and some other people. And this is the first movie that has the two Coreys in the movie. This isn't as dark as Near Dark. It has some dark moments to it, but it also is a lot funnier because the director said, you know, he wanted to make it fun. You have the bad guys, Kiefer Sutherland, a couple of models, Ted from Bill and Ted, not Keanu Reeves, but the other guy from Bill and Ted playing in this movie, and then the two Coreys, and so. And, you know, you have the older brother, Jason Patric, trying to resist becoming a vampire despite his desires. So there are similarities in these movies, despite, you know, I don't know if they knew that each movie was being made at the same time. There are some similarities, there's some big differences. In the dark, really, they are trying to go for the Western type darker horror aspect. Lost Boys are going for horror and camp and humor. Which is better? My opinion, The Lost Boys. Because they do have... The Lost Boys has a little bit better of a soundtrack. It has more humor, which I think works in the movie. If I'm going to go for a straight horror, straight horror, Near Dark probably would have worked better. But it was, I don't know, The Lost Boys was a much more entertaining movie, having to deal with, having the humor and everything involved with it. And maybe it's because I saw it first. But in my opinion, they are both fantastic movies, but The Lost Boys is much better. I'm going to give The Lost Boys and say an 8.5 out of 10, and I'm going to give Near Dark a 7.75 out of 10. They're both fantastic movies, but I'm going to have to say which is better. Lost Boys. What do you think? Let me know if you think I'm wrong, and let me know if you think I'm right. Talk to you later. Bye.